It is time for a special episode again of ESPN Cricket for Mute Me. It's a special series going on. England India 1-1 going into the next two tests. It should make for a serious wealth of topics that Akash Chopra, Deep Das Gupta, and the debutant on this show, Ian Bell, have to pick and choose from. Gentlemen, welcome. Somewhere between Akash Chopra's formal attire and Ian Bell's casual attire is the perfect tone for the show. I think Deep Das Gupta has that. So let me see if that reflects in your topics. Let me just apprise all of you of the rules. You get 60 seconds for to back the statement of your choice. If the other guys don't like what they're hearing, they can mute you. The minute you get 2 mutes from your fellow panelists, that's it. I'm going to shut you up and listen to why the others muted you. And if I feel like, I'll give you a chance to respond. Everyone good? Ready? Raring to go? I can't help but start with Akash. Not because he was the opening bat. He's a man ready for a presentation.
Really? Just because he's wearing a suit, huh?
He's wearing a suit. You always listen to the suit first. Akash Chopra, what is your topic?
And also, you can't mute the guy who's wearing a suit. So let's go. My topic is that England need more from Jofra in Test match cricket. The reason why I say that is because he's got the ingredients to become a genuinely great fast bowler. He's got the pace, he's got the bounce, he's got a lot of skills. But what we saw from him in the first Test match was a bit of lack of will, because the first session was phenomenal. But then as the sessions progressed, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, you didn't see the same Jofra Archer running in and bowling at 140 clicks. Even on the last day when we talk about reverse swing, it's all about pace is what we've been told. But there was Jimmy Anderson, who's 10-15 kilometers slower than Jofra Archer, but he made the ball talk because he was willing to put in everything that he had. And Jofra might have to start replicating it if he were to become a genuinely great test fast bowler. Of course, early days, but then that's one thing I feel is still missing in his armory.
Oh, no mutes. Just
he picked a safe topic. Yeah, I mean, would you agree? He picked a very, very safe topic.
He's got a problem.
I was just admiring the suit. Fantastic.
This works.
I can't take my eyes off it. Why would I mute that?
Exactly.
You know, you could still watch the suit while you mute him, Belly. It's not like the visual doesn't go away. But that's it. So Jofra Archer, England need more from him. There doesn't seem to be a mute from either Ian Bell or Deep Das Gupta. Let's see if these gentlemen continue this civility in the next two topics. Deep, I'm going to come to you next. What is your topic?
Right. Well, I think it's time that we agree that Pant is undisputedly your first choice wicketkeeper across all three formats. Well, yes, Test match cricket, I think he's done that. He's proven it in the last series versus Australia and here in versus England as well. His biggest question mark was a couple of things. First of all, was his wicket keeping. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Ben Foakes is one of the best in the world, and he was at par with him. So keeping is out of the question at this point in time, the way he's kept. Secondly, his shot selection. We all knew about his ability to hit those big shots, but now his shot selection has improved. And then, obviously, the big question is when you look at T20 and ODI, who does he come in place of? And if you look at the last ODI and T20 playing 11, I think you'll find a couple of places there in the middle order or low middle order to replace. And okay, I've got one. So okay, and the other thing is India. If there is one thing that is lacking with India in limited overs cricket is power hitting in the end, and I think he can offer you that.
All right. Ian Bell was very into that argument, listening patiently. Akash Chopra did mute at that point.
I think I won over Ian the moment I said Ben Foakes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You were 30 seconds.
Either
30
that
seconds into your argument.
Either that or Ian is still admiring Akash's suit.
I can't get it out of my head.
Let me go to Akash. Why did you mute Deep, especially at that point where he said there are a couple of places in
so
those
that's my only concern. See, we all want Rishabh Pant to play white ball cricket. It seems when you see him play, he's like cut out to play white ball cricket. It's just that his best performances have come in red ball cricket. And while you want him to be that first choice keeper in red ball cricket, as his keeping is improving, there's just a lack of space. You want to dismantle someone. You talk about that Australia too. There's no Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma comes back in. There is Hardik Pandya. There is Ravindra Jadeja. You got Shreyas Iyer. Would you drop Shreyas Iyer in a one-day game? So I think the only issue is not about Pant being a fit to play white ball cricket. It's just about the lack of space, and that therefore he might not be the undisputed number one. I've got that only concern, that he's not the undisputed number one, because there are only so many players who can make up a playing 11 at this point in time. Rishabh Pant, as much as we want him to play, there might be a bit of delay before he gets his proper opportunities.
Okay, Deep, would you like to react?
Yeah, I mean, T20, the last, I do agree Rohit comes in and he's opening the innings. So there's no direct conflict with Rohit and Rishabh there. Number 4, Sanju Samson. I think he's had a few opportunities. I mean, he's also a youngster, I guess. I mean, he deserves a few more. But I think that there are positions there, I guess, where you can slate someone like Rohit, Rishabh in there. So I think...
How do you do that, Deep? Because you got Kohli at 3, Shreyas Iyer at 4, KL Rahul at 5, Hardik at 6. Hardik at 6, and one day cricket, Hardik at 6.
One day would be tougher. No, one day would be tougher. I agree.
So he's not undisputed.
No, one day would be tougher. I'm saying tougher. I'm not saying no, but I'm saying
so find him a place. Give him a place. With who would you drop?
Okay, T20, I think he should be.
Agreed.
One day, like I said, could be tougher, and that's all I'm saying. But I still think
because in T20 you'll drop Shikhar Dhawan and put KL Rahul at the top. That's the choice that you might make. But in one day cricket, do you drop Shikhar Dhawan now? If you can't, then
I still go with someone who will kind of has the ability to get me 30 of 20 deliveries, winning of games, finishing
drop
games.
Drop someone, Deep, drop someone. Drop someone in the playing 11.
I'll tell you what.
Come on, do it right now. Let's do this.
I would have. I did not apply for that position, but if I had and I'd been one, I would have.
Wow, this suit is bringing out the
best in me.
The primetime news analyst in Akash Chopra. And I'm not sure, depending on which country you're watching this in, I don't know if it's a compliment or not. But I think it's awesome. So I have
a show. That's good enough.
Akash, keep that title on, right? You're going to sting a few more people with it. And Ian Bell is now just listened and said, wow, I'm just happy that I've just watched and admired from behind.
Yeah, let's sit back.
Let me tell you something, Ravi. These two gents are not going to be as kind. They will mute you in the first 20 seconds.
Oh, I don't really expect it.
What is your topic?
My topic is, have England been too rigid with their rotation policy? And Jimmy Anderson should definitely have played the second test match. So the reason is England had the momentum. This is a huge series. This is the biggest series England get involved in, whether it's right next to the Ashes. You don't rotate your best cricketers in the big series. I think England got obsessed with the day-night test match that's coming up in the third test match. And we're looking too far ahead. I still believe Jimmy Anderson with the reverse swinging ball should have played in these conditions. And if I was an Indian middle-order batsman, I would have been happy not to have seen him on the team sheet. So I think that this plan that we're going to rotate Broad, Anderson, yes, it has worked in the past. And yes, I agree with it to an extent, but it can't be just rigid. We can't just stay that they rotate. Jimmy Anderson, with the form he was in, with the ball, reversing ball, should have played that game. And also when Jofra was injured and wasn't available, I don't think you can have two fresh seamers who haven't played a part in the test series yet going into that. And I think we should have been trying to be more ruthless in going, right, how do we win this game rather than trying to worry about saving people for the third test match under lights. And I think we've gone a bit too far that way.
Beautiful. In 60 seconds, it looked like Akash and Deep were just lapping up all of it. And there was no muting, which I can understand. Anyone wants to respond, Deep? Agree with Belly?
I think especially once Jofra was injured and he wasn't playing, and I mean, I can understand the whole policy behind it and the thought behind the whole policy rather. But the moment Jofra wasn't available, I thought Anderson would be playing then. But as Ian mentioned, too rigid, and I completely agree.
Okay.
I didn't mute him because it's his first chance. So first his debut appearance.
Too kind.
Debutant Akshar Patel taking fifer.
Yeah.
Washington Sundar doing so well on his debut. Bell has to shine.
So Akash,
if you've put my debut as much as Akshar Patel, I'm very happy now. It's made my day. Made my day.
Akash has returned the hospitality. England were kind enough
lovely.
to give Akshar a dream debut. So Akash is just responding to that and giving Ian Bell what he would like on debut. Now, this makes for a very difficult choice on who the winner of this show is. And obviously, Akash Chopra has come breathing fire on today's show, wanting from Deep Das Gupta who goes out of this team for his Rishabh Pant play. And that makes him a very tempting candidate. But given Akash is in a giving mood, I will pass on the winning prize to Akash, who will pass it on to Ian Bell for this wonderful.
There you go. All yours, Saleh.
That is how
debut. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Ian Bell, you won yourself the winning award on this first Mute Me that you've been part of. It is conditional, though. I'll take it back if you continue another Mute Me where you don't mute anybody. Supposed to
be I'll be more aggressive next time.
That's
Maybe I was a bit too nice.
I won't wear a suit next time, promise.
Think of me as a ruthless...
I'm going to turn up with a suit on next time, definitely.
That's it. Think of me as a ruthless white ball selector. If you can't be more aggressive, Ian Bell, you're not going to make my team. Right? Gentlemen, this has been brilliant. Thank you to Ian Bell, Akash Chopra and Deep Das Gupta. And what do you guys think of the topics? Tell us in your comments and do join us again for ESPN Cricket for Mute Me.